Let's get started. 15 years of Give Miami Day. So a lot of you are new to this experience. And so we're so excited to meet you both virtually out in community in the coming weeks and really support you and cheer you on throughout this process. I wanted to introduce you to the faces that you are going to be seeing a lot in the coming months. So this is the Miami Foundation support team, which includes myself, Ale, Julissa, Rod, Kelly, Melissa, Jackie, and you will see many more folks out there as well. And then our two incredible implementation partners from Mighty Cause, you will see Grace. She'll be connecting with you all today and walking you through the registration platform and process. And then, of course, our incredible capacity building partners, Radical Partners. And you will start to be very familiar with Lou, Dre, Mylene, and Toya's faces as well. A little bit of background just so you know like who our partners are and what their roles are. So when you hear us say Mighty Cause equals the Give Miami Day platform. That's the engine that powers the platform. And so we will try to be very clear every time we say Give Miami Day platform is the same thing as Mighty Cause, so you can just get familiar with that terminology. And then in terms of Radical Partners, I know many of you are familiar with their incredible work out in the community, but they are our partners in crime in all things capacity and community building. And you will see them with us virtually on sessions, as well as at our upcoming SET summits in September, which you'll hear a lot more about. But they are our thought partners and implementation partners. And so excited for you to see their brilliance as well. So what are we going to do together this morning? So I'm going to turn it over to my amazing colleague, Ale, in just a moment to give you an overview of Give Miami Day, a little bit of just like a crash course on what it is, what it's all about, and why we're doing it. Then I'm going to take you through what the capacity building opportunities are for you this year. And we've really tried to curate a really intentional list to try to meet you where you are and provide concrete things that are helpful to you, we hope. Then Grace is going to do a deep dive into registration must-dos, all the things that you need to think about, take you through the process A to Z, and then we'll do wrap up and next steps. And this session is really designed to, like, we're going to have time for questions. So yes, feel free to put them in the chat, but we will have strategic pausing points where you can come off, put your question in the chat, come off mute. And our goal is to really hopefully give you a lot of clarity today and for you to feel when you leave today's session, not confused and like you're empowered and ready to move forward. And so let us know how we can lean in to support you through it. A few things that we want to just ground this space in, and this is really a nod to the leadership and values as well that Radical Partners helps us to build into these sessions. So the first thing I want to just share is a few group norms. So one is we all belong here, regardless of whether you've been doing Give Miami Day for 2 years or this is your first year, whatever it is, like there is a place for everyone at this virtual table. And we're just so grateful that you're carving out the time and space to be with us. We know that you all have a lot going on. You may have a program running next door right now or a kid that you're taking to school. So please, like, no hard feelings or awkwardness around this. Like when you're here, like we would love for you to be as present as possible. But if you need to step away, obviously we understand and please do that as well. This is a power sharing experience. So yes, we are going to be talking at you a lot today and sharing information, but expertise and perspective lives in all of you. And we want to invite that into the room and please create space for all of us to learn from each other. And the beauty of Give Miami Day is it's all about celebrating one another and cheering each other on. And so that's really what we hope to bring into this space and encourage you to join us in doing that. And I would just close this up by saying that we love to shout you out. We love to celebrate you and we love to celebrate one another. And so join us in doing that. If you have a different way of communicating or want us to do something differently, we're always open for feedback, but we're here to learn together and to be together and to enjoy this experience together. So with that, I am going to pass it on to Ale, who is our director of Give Miami Day, and she will give you an overview of what's going on.
Yes. Thank you, Caroline. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see you all here today, your first and second timers, whether it is the first time your organization is participating, or maybe you're new to an organization that's been participating for many years. We're so happy that you're taking the time to learn more about Give Miami Day. We're so excited this year. Give Miami Day is on November 19th, and early giving. So when donors can start giving opens on November 14th, and we have lots planned out leading up to Give Miami Day and some exciting things. But before we go into that, I just want to share first of why do we host Give Miami Day? As mentioned before, the Miami Foundation has been hosting Give Miami Day now for 15 years. It's our quinceañera year, our anniversary. It's a big milestone. So we want to, celebrate with all of you and make this year even, more meaningful. But the reason behind Give Miami Day really is all about the nonprofits. It's how can we strengthen organizations? How can we make sure we have an ecosystem that's sustainable and that, everyone can keep doing the great work you're doing behind the scenes, supporting our community. So that's why we develop, several capacity building opportunities. We really want to stand there with you and make sure that you can make the most out of this day. Another big component is to provide flexible funding. We know sometimes when you get grants or whenever you're working with different donors, you do get restricted funding that can only allow you to work with a specific program. So one of the beauties of Give Miami Day is that anything that you do fundraise through Give Miami Day, it is flexible funding to use for whatever the organization needs it the most. We know, there have been a lot of budget cuts. Nonprofits are struggling in different moments. So we want to make sure that you have that support and that cushion that can help you. And we're hoping that Give Miami Day can help you get there. And of course, we want to make Miami the most generous city in the world. We want to inspire belonging and mass generosity. We have seen the trends change. Over when we first started Give Miami Day, Miami was one of the lowest engaged communities, and that has changed over the years. And we want to make sure that we're providing opportunities for people that want to give back, that care, your supporters, and bringing new donors so that you can, also continue doing the great work, and we can all do this as a community. So that's why we keep doing Give Miami Day. We believe in the power of collective giving. So we want to go to the next slide. I can share some of the growth that we've had. Well, first, last year we did fundraise over $43 million. That meant that was coming from 120,000 donations and 60,000 unique donors. And that is incredible. But we also know there's more potential. There's more people in Miami that can give. And on our goal as Give Miami Day and the Miami Foundation is to make sure that everyone learns about Give Miami Day, that they understand all of the different causes that they can support, your nonprofits. So this is a collective effort and a community effort. So we want to make sure again that everyone knows about Give Miami Day and we can keep those numbers growing because there's a lot to share. It's not a competition. There really is enough space and generosity for everyone to be able to raise funds and continue doing the work. If you go to the next slide, I just want to share a little bit of how, generosity has been on the rise. You can see here from 2019, the number of unique donors, of individual donors that are giving has tripled over the past 6 years, and that's going to continue growing. Again, we know that people want to give, and we're giving them a pathway and a tool and the way that, by showing up here today and the rest of the capacity building opportunities, you're going to be also able to reach this opportunity and more donors. And again, we want everyone to be able to fundraise. This is a win-win. We want people to be able to give back. We want people to be able to fundraise and for you to be able to do your programming and focus on that. So hopefully, this Give Miami Day, you're coming along with us in this journey and you're able to reach your goals. Do you want to go to the next slide? And for those that are new, just also reminding you, we have 10 Give Miami Day issue areas. We have, from education and youth, arts and culture, health and wellness, environment, animals, human rights, advocacy and civic engagement, economic and community development, faith-based, community care, and inclusion and accessibility. Last year, we had over 1,400 nonprofits participating. This year, we're already over 400, and we want all of you that are here, if you have not registered, please pay attention to this session because we're going to go step by step and be able to answer all your questions so that you're able to register and participate in this Giving Day. So I'm actually asking all of you out there, what is your issue area that you're representing today? Please feel free to share in the chat and, be able to connect with other colleagues and nonprofits that are also working in that same issue area. Once again, we do believe in the power of collaboration and community, and we're all here together, with the same mission of improving the lives of people in Miami and making it a community where everyone is thriving. So with that said, I'm going to take it back to you, Caroline. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ale. Yeah, please keep putting them in the chat. We want to see which issue area categories you're representing. It's so fun to see the diversity of folks that are here. Okay, so now that you have a little bit of an orientation to all things Give Miami Day, I would love to hear from you all about what are your primary Give Miami Day goals and needs this year? What, whether this is your first time or second or third time, what are you trying to hone in on this year, knowing everything else that you have going on, and like, what do you want to make? What would it look like to you to make the most out of this 15th year Give Miami Day celebration? And please put it in the chat because it just helps to inform us and give us a pulse on what you're thinking about and making sure that what we're delivering to you is responsive. Yeah, spreading word about your mission, increasing donors, engaging the community. Yes, love it. Being more involved with in-person events, unrestricted funds I saw. Oh, I like that, Joanne, like how to cultivate repeat donors. Yep, sometimes we're super focused on identifying new folks, but there's tremendous power in cultivating those who have given to us before. Okay, please keep putting them in. It's super helpful for us to see. So leading up to Give Miami Day, you might be wondering, why are we talking about Give Miami Day when it's on November 19th and right now it's August 20th? Because for us, this is a season. And in order to make the most out of the day and to raise the most unrestricted dollars to support your incredible working community, we want to support you in creating a game plan and a strategy that's the right size for you, that feels good and feels actionable. So what will follow is a variety of ways to hopefully support you in doing that. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through at a high level information regarding early bird prizes that we're offering, learning sessions, both online and in person, some special coffee and coaching sessions to look forward to in October, a new intern pilot program that we're testing out that I think will be appealing to many of you in this room. I'd love to help you get familiar with your resource hub for Give Miami Day and really a repository for all the key information, and then share with you about the variety of different communication channels that you can choose from that best meet you where you are. So to start, the prizes, you may have heard that, you may have seen us already communicate about this, but if you register this month in August, you will then be entered into a raffle where we pick at random and select organizations throughout the month who receive these prizes. So specifically, 4 organizations will receive each a $1,000 cash prize. That cash prize will be given to you on Give Miami Day. The donation will be made then. Another 5 organizations will win a professionally produced 1-minute video that you can leverage for Give Miami Day and beyond. So if you think about wanting to tell your story in a succinct, captivating way with live footage of your staff and your program recipients, this is a cool opportunity to bring that vision to life. We're working with an incredible partner, Claridad, and they will be working with 5 organizations to produce these videos. And then lastly, 6 organizations will receive a handful of one-on-one coaching sessions with a few incredible coaches that we're working with this year. So register soon so that you can have a chance to win these. Ready, set, go. So you'll hear us use these words a lot. So we like to use this framework to help orient us to the season. And so we try to break up all of the resources and workshops that we offer under this framework. So how do you get ready for Give Miami Day? How do you get set for Give Miami Day? And how do you get positioned for go time? So right now we are very much in the ready phase. What does that look like? It means attending these workshops, learning about the ins and outs of what's coming, registering, updating your profile page. Then we'll get into more set mode, which is how do you get set? How do you build your plan? How do you build your strategy? What are your goals for the year? And then go time is obviously really around the 5K and festival and Give Miami Day itself in November. This is, and I know this is probably small on your screen, so don't panic. You can go to our resource hub and we'll give you the link to that. So where you can zoom in, but this is the arc of the Ready, Set, Go of all the different sessions. And so everything in green is a virtual session. That's where we are right at August 20th right now, obviously. And then everything in blue are in-person sessions where we'll be out in community coming to you at different strategic spots geographically with intentional resources and training and coaching to help you develop your plan. And then the key dates to put in your calendar absolutely are November 15th, which is our second Give Miami 5K Race and Festival. And then November 19th, which is what we call Mission Control. We will be at Lone Depot Park again this year, which is home of the Marlins baseball team. If you weren't there last year, we will give you a little bit of a taste later of what that looks like, and you'll get lots more information about how to register for it, but we would love to have you there. It's an incredible celebration day, opportunity to get hands-on coaching, tons of prizes that are given out through the day. So more to come on that. Okay, so now onto our learning sessions and our coffee and coaching sessions. So these are our virtual sessions. And so the beauty of these is we would, of course, love for you to join us live for all of them. But we know you have a lot going on and you have perhaps several staff on your team who may not be able to join, but who are interested. So all of these sessions, there's recordings and slides and worksheets for some of them, and that's posted on your Give Miami Day resource hub. So after this session, you'll receive all of the information, but it will also go up on that site and you can share that easily with others. Next week on Thursday, we have our 5K Race and Festival workshop. That's an incredible way to learn about the race if you didn't join last year. Registration for it for walkers and runners launches directly after that. And then in October, we will have two sessions. One is for those of you who really want to leverage Mighty Cause, the Give Miami Day platform, to do peer-to-peer fundraising, which is essentially helping folks who are ambassadors and champions of your work fundraise amongst their networks. There will be a dedicated session to help walk you through how to leverage the platform and the incredible tool there to do that. And then on October 6th, there will be a special invitation that will send you to please forward to your board of directors. And our CEO and president, Rebecca Fishman-Lipsey, will be connecting with those board members really to help ground them in some strategies to support you, the nonprofit staff, in fundraising and reaching out to networks in the run-up to Give Miami Day. And then December 3rd, it may seem so far away and not relevant, but it is, because so much of this, you put so much work into Give Miami Day and into your planning, but then the expressing gratitude and the thank you to donors is so critical afterwards. And so we'll really walk through, we'll set you up to do that ahead of time, of course, but that session will really be an opportunity to reflect on what worked, where there's room for growth the following year, and really thinking through what does it look like to invest in your in the relationships that you've cultivated this year with new or existing donors. Typically, the funds that you raise on Give Miami Day will hit your bank accounts by the end of December, and then in mid-January on the 14th, we'll do a special session to walk you through how to understand the disbursement report, what the donation lines look like. So just to help demystify anything that's confusing about that. All right, our set summits. I'm so excited to tell you about this because they really are right around the corner. The first one is 2 weeks from today. We call these our set summits because it's the opportunity for you to get set for Give Miami Day, to carve out dedicated time from your busy schedules and from everything to really dive deep into what does it look like to build a campaign plan this year? What does it look like to engage your donors, whether existing or attract new ones? How to tell your story in a compelling and succinct way, and to learn from your peers. There's incredible expertise in the room and opportunity to learn from one another. And so these are a little bit new this year in the sense of we've done our set sessions in the past, which are half-day experiences, but we want to go deep this year with you, and we want to try to meet folks where they are. And when I say that, I mean we're offering now a variety of different workshops, and you can choose your track for the day based on what your priorities are for this year and what you want to learn. We know you can't do it all, right? You're small teams, you're a lean team, you're incredibly nimble and managing a lot. So we hope that the variety of options will kind of help you zoom in on what would be the most valuable to you, and that's how you can choose your time. The set summits, unfortunately, some of the content from the sessions will be recorded and posted online afterwards, but not all of it. So the extent to which you're able to join or perhaps send a board member or a volunteer is also absolutely an option. And yes, some of the content will be posted, but unfortunately, it's not possible to record all of it. And we will give you the registration link so that you can join. The first session is on September 3rd at the Lab Miami in Wynwood, and then the second session is on September 10th at Miami-Dade College Homestead campus. Okay, then in October, so hopefully then you have a solid draft of a plan. You're really thinking through how you want to make the most of Give Miami Day this year, but maybe you still you want a little bit of help. So please come meet us out in community. We'll be in 3 different locations, and these will be an opportunity to get feedback from coaches, to learn from your peers. We'll meet from about 9:30 to 12 on these 3 days. The registration and locations for them will launch by the end of the month, so much more to come. Mission control. So I alluded to this a little bit earlier. I love this picture because it captures one of my favorite moments of the day. Right here, you'll see Ida Diaz sitting in the chair from Advocacy Network, pumping her hands. And then you'll see Fernanda, who's the CEO of Philanthropy Miami. So what happened here was Fernanda caught a t-shirt that was thrown into the crowd and then was told, Fernanda, choose a nonprofit that you want to give, I think it was $1,000 donation to, any nonprofit. And so she looked to her left, to her dear friend and colleague, Ida Diaz, and said, I want to choose Advocacy Network to receive $1,000 today. So it was just a really special moment with incredible energy. It was all about lifting one another up. The beauty of Give Miami Day is that, yes, we're trying to cultivate so many donors, but we all can be donors as well. And there's so many different ways to show generosity and to lift one another up. And so hopefully this gives you a little bit of a taste of what mission control is, but there's opportunities to capture live videos, to get support from a coach on how to communicate to donors that day. If you're feeling a little stressed out, you can go into a more quiet zone and do some quiet work and then come back out and join the dance party and the celebration. The whole day is really built around celebrating you and supporting you and making the most of it. So much more to come. Registration will be launched for that probably at the end of October. Okay, our intern pilot program. So we are so excited to test this out this year, and emphasis on the word pilot. So I say that to ask for your grace as we go on this journey together for the first time. We heard loud and clear from organizations like yours in the past that capacity and bandwidth is a huge challenge. That you're only a 1, 2, or 3 person team, and there's only so many things that you can do. And so this year, we're really excited to test out a pilot program where 10 interns will be placed with 10 nonprofit organizations. Each intern will provide about 20 hours of communications and marketing support to that nonprofit over the course of about 8 weeks. The Miami Foundation will provide a stipend to that intern of $500 to support their time and effort and expertise. The opportunity will be open specifically to organizations who are small, lean, that really would benefit from additional communications capacity. There's a few criteria. I'm going to go through this quickly, but we will absolutely share this with you afterwards, that You must be registered for Give Miami Day in order to participate. You must be able to designate a person who can really supervise and support this intern and be very communicative with them. And then there's a few kind of check-in and webinar sessions to help everyone get grounded and organized. And so you'll need to be able to commit to participate in those. So we will be sending out a, I don't want to say application, but a form to help so that you can express your interest in the coming week, most likely. And then we'll proceed from there. And just know that this is us testing something out for the first time. We hope it works beautifully. And unfortunately, it is very small. It's for 10 organizations, but it's meant for the folks in this room. Okay, our resource hub, or your resource hub, as I should say. So it's worthwhile to just spend a little bit of time, 5 minutes, just scroll through so you get a sense of everything that's offered there. You'll see here on the screen all the sessions under the Ready category, all the sessions under the Set category, and all the sessions under the Go category. All of the registration links are there, except a few will be launched in the coming weeks. And then after the session, the worksheets, slides, and recording get posted there. And then when you go to the bottom, you'll see the Knowledge Center. And so it's worthwhile to spend a few minutes clicking through that because there's so many incredible toolkits and resources. If you're new and you don't know where to start, where do I begin to reach? How do I begin to reach out to donors? How do I begin to build a plan? There's resources there to help you get started. Want to just uplift for you that on that resource hub page, there's an opportunity to stay connected and to sign up for email updates. I hope that most of you are already getting them, but if you're not, or there's additional new staff members who would like to, please have them sign up there. Once you click on it, it'll take you to this page where are you a nonprofit interested in Give Miami Day? You'll enter your information and then you're in there in golden. Also, you can get text message reminders. We're sending a text message alert about once a week, letting you know what the next session is and the next thing to be mindful of. So feel free to sign up there on the Resource Hub as well for that. And then I already alluded to this, the Knowledge Center, but just super worthwhile. You can see here a sneak peek. We have sessions from previous years that might be helpful, and you can reference those. Mighty Cause, the provider of the Give Miami Day platform, they've recorded a bunch of how-to videos like how to create a fundraising template, how to create a peer-to-peer fundraising campaign. There's some new features coming out this year, and we'll be uploading videos about that as well. I want to specifically draw your attention to this workshop. I know some of you joined us back in July for this workshop on how to build the most robust Give Miami Day profile page, not only for Give Miami Day, but also for year-round. Also to be leveraged year-round. And so if you didn't get to join, would absolutely suggest that you check out this resource. It's both on the Knowledge Center and on the main Resource Hub page. It really talks you through the nuts and bolts of what makes for a strong Give Miami Day profile page. And I'll just mention here for a moment that the beauty of the Give Miami Day platform is that while it's only there to fundraise for that week of Give Miami Day, it's up all year round. So people throughout Miami are going to your profile pages around 365 days a year to learn about your organization. We at the Miami Foundation are directing people there. When we have donors reaching out to us and say, hey, we're interested in education and youth, we're encouraging them there to go and filter and look at the incredible organizations. And so it's really an opportunity for you to share your work through your voice, which is the beauty of it. So obviously think about it in the context of Give Miami Day, but it has broader, it can support your visibility in broader ways. And the one thing that I just really want to emphasize to you all is please, when you're building it this year, please mention what your impact in Miami is. I think sometimes we overlook that and think that people just know, but please explicitly state how your organization is supporting folks in Miami. Okay, I'm almost done, I promise, and I'm going to pass it on to Grace. So just to review the variety of communication channels that we have. So we said emails, we have text messages. When you go onto the Mighty Cause Give Miami Day platform, when you log in, either on the top or along the side, you should see a variety of announcements, just trying to flag for you what some of the upcoming opportunities and sessions are with registration links. So you can keep an eye out there. And then, of course, social media. We're posting tons of content on our Miami Foundation account. And so if you're not already following it, definitely worthwhile to do so, so that you can stay in the loop there. Every month, we'll post a calendar of what's to come as well. And then the race. So for those of you who weren't able to join last year, we would absolutely love to see you this year. We had over 2,000 people join us last year. The beauty of it is that there are many folks who love to run and walk in Miami. And so when they came and signed up for this race last year, they were asked, when you sign up as a runner, walker, dancer, whatever you might be, you're asked to select a nonprofit that you want to support. And so this was a way for organizations to actually get introduced to new folks who otherwise may not have known about their organization. And so the same thing will happen this year. The running community is being told about this event. They will be encouraged to sign up. They will select a nonprofit that they want to support that day. And so they then join your team. And then you all can use this as an opportunity to invite your board members, your alumni, your donors to come and join you on that day. You can give them t-shirts if you want. You can tell them to wear a certain color, a certain hat. And it's a way for people to turn out. We know how much goes into putting on a 5K, and not everyone has the capacity and resources to do that. And so our hope is we're doing the legwork, we're hosting the event, and then you can show up and bring your people. I also want to mention, because I want to be real here, that I know for many of us, it's a lot. Like mission control and having the 5K in the same week, it feels like a lot to do. And so I really encourage you to enter this season through the framing of what works for my organization right now. It may not be that signing up for everything and doing everything is the right choice for you. And so really kind of just reflecting and seeing the spectrum of opportunities and thinking through what is most going to meet my goals, what's realistic given my bandwidth and capacity. And so if that means that the 5K isn't the right fit for you, like that's okay too. We want to show up for folks in a variety of ways and know that different types of opportunities meet people differently. And so please know that we recognize that as well. Of course, we would love to see you and cheer you on that day, and we're happy to talk more about that as well. And then the last thing I wanted to just flag for you is this Give Miami Day checklist. This is just a little snapshot of it. It's much longer, but when you go onto the Resource Hub, it's the first thing you see. I highly suggest downloading it, printing it, putting it on the back of your desk. We know there's a lot of different things. So this is our attempt to try to help you get through it methodically. Like check the box, move on, check the box, move on. I signed up I registered for Give Miami Day. I signed up for the workshop. I reached out to my board on this. So kind of a step-by-step manual. I wanted to mention one other thing that I forgot about the 5K. The beauty of registering soon is that as soon as your organization registers for Give Miami Day, then within 24 hours, your organization will appear on the 5K website. And once it appears on the 5K website, runners and walkers can then sign up for your team. So that will launch next Thursday on August 27th for runners or walkers. If you haven't registered by August 27th, that's fine too. If you register in September, then your organization will appear in September, and then it will be made available to runners and walkers. But I just wanted to just share that it is another perk of signing up, of registering for Give Miami Day early. Okay. Before we go to Grace, I know I just shared so much information with you. So let's pause for a moment, and team, if you can let me know if there's any questions that came up that maybe I didn't see that I should address, or if anyone has other questions, feel free to come off mute.
Caroline, there's one good one about opting out of participation in the 5K. Do you want to address that?
Yeah, can you specifically say what the question is, just so I understand?
Sure. During registration, there's a checkbox to understand and acknowledge that organizations will be registered for the 5K by registering for Give Miami Day. And folks are asking if there's a way to opt out.
Alec, can you jump in here?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer that one. So even though, like, as Carolyn was mentioning, the fact that you register for Give Miami Day, it gives you the opportunity to be eligible to receive, registration fees that are of participants signing up for the 5K and selecting your nonprofit to be the beneficiary of those funds. However, that doesn't mean that you as a team, you need to join you don't need to run or participate on the Give Miami 5K. You don't need to promote it if you don't want. It's just available and as an option. If someone wants to support your organization, you're going to get those funds directly via Give Miami Day. You don't have to do anything about it. It's just the fact that we're giving an opportunity for your organization to receive additional funding through the 5K. So there is no added commitment, nothing else that you need to do. But we are giving as a benefit, as a bonus, anyone who participates on Give Miami Day, they're eligible to receive donations via the 5K. So I don't know if this answers your question, but hopefully it gives clarity. And again, there's no commitment of doing any additional work. If someone chooses your org, you will get those funds. So anyone who already registered for Give Miami Day will show up on a drop-down list on August 27 when we launch, and people can choose to give to your organization. And there's also the opportunity to give to issue areas. If someone doesn't know a particular organization, they can also choose any of the 10 issue areas for Give Miami Day. And I know we'll have a session next week on the 27th, so definitely recommend everyone to join. We'll be able to deep dive in all of these questions, but happy to answer the ones that you have right now.
Okay, so if we have we sign up for Give Miami Day and our team shows up on the 5K or our name, right? So once somebody registers, that registration fee goes directly to the nonprofit?
Correct. It becomes a donation. We are taking, because we were able to have a sponsor, we were able to get all of the registration fees count as a donation. And that is reflected on Give Miami Day. So you won't see those funds until Give Miami Day.
Perfect. And then so once they sign up and select your organization, they become part of your team. Is that what you're saying as well?
Correct. And it's up to the nonprofit if you want to, actually communicate with the team, but it's not mandatory. So they're just, you'll be able to see the list of people who are joining to support your organization.
Great. Thank you.
Right, any other questions in the chat that may have gotten glazed over, team? Orlando, please jump off mute.
Yes, I'm Colleen Paul, the Executive Director of Good Samaritan Relief, Inc. My question is, how do the people that see the organizations on the list donate to our organization? Do they pick it by going to our website and seeing what we do? Are you there?
Yes. Ale, jump in, please.
But do you mean for Give Miami Day or for the 5K as well?
For the 5K.
So for the 5K, people will be able to donate the registration fees, but there's no additional donation at that moment. Then the main donation that we promote for Give Miami Day is during Give Miami Day through the site. So the donation that you receive through the 5K is only the registration fees of those participants that choose your nonprofit as their cost to support.
Okay, that was my question. If they choose the nonprofit, that's how we'll get money out of it.
Yes, they can find it, and you will also be able to get a specific link that you can share so that people are supporting your organization. So each nonprofit gets an individual link that they can also share so that you receive those registration fees.
So we will share that link with the people that register for the 5K.
So you can share that with your network, people that are
Okay.
choosing your nonprofit. You will also be able to see who are the people that are wanting to support your organization and dedicating those fees as a donation to your organization. So
Thank you.
of course.
Okay, I'm going to thank you all so much. And I know there's lots of questions about the 5K, and we have a special session for it next week, and we would love for you to join. And if you can't, then there will be a recording, and we're happy to answer questions as well. I want to make sure we get the chance to go into the details of what it looks like to actually register. So I am going to pass it on to Grace Draper from Mighty Cause, and she's going to take us through that process.
Awesome. Thanks, Caroline. So excited to present to all of you about registering for Give Miami Day. That is step one to being a part of all of these amazing opportunities for training and participation, for being part of the 5K. So step one is just to get registered on the Give Miami Day site. There are some eligibility requirements to get registered on the Give Miami Day site. This is Give Miami Day, so we have a few things that we want to be sure your organization meets before registering. As far as eligibility, your organization must be actively qualified as one of the following. You must be either a tax-exempt 501c3, a private operating foundation, an educational institution, religious organization, or government social benefit agency, or a project with an IRS 501c3 fiscal sponsor. Mighty Cause uses the IRS 501c3 master list to verify your good standing with the IRS. So we will be looking for that 501c3 status, association, or those other items listed in the bullets. Additionally, your organization must offer programming in the Miami-Dade County area. And then third, you must be actively registered with the Florida Department of Agricultural and Consumer Services. So in Florida by law, all charitable organizations must be registered with the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services to legally solicit donations from donors within the state of Florida. So while we will not be asking for you to upload anything into the website, the Give Miami Day website about this registration, you must be registered in order to fundraise. So we will be asking you to double check your status, and we'll be, keeping an eye on that as well. Some important dates about the Give Miami Day timeline regarding registration. So August 3rd, registration opened. We've been accepting registrations for the past couple weeks, and registration is still open, so I highly recommend registering as soon as you can. If you want to open the Give Miami Day website and start registering now as we're talking, that way if any questions come up, I highly encourage you to do so. Registration will close on October 16th, so we have plenty of time for you to register, a little over a month and a half, almost 2 months left, but definitely register sooner or later, or sooner than later. Early giving will begin on November 14th, so that's when donations will open on the Give Miami Day site. Donations are not accepted on the Give Miami Day site until November 14th, so encouraging your donors to visit starting on the 14th. Obviously, on the 15th, we have this very exciting 5K and festival. So attending that workshop, that next workshop we have about the 5K is very important to understanding the excitement of this day. And then November 19th will be Give Miami Day. So that's the big day of fundraising. All of the timed prizes, all of the donor excitement and mission control will be on November 19th. So a few things to know about registration. Every organization must register to participate in Give Miami Day. So this is a requirement, whether this is your first or 15th time participating, you must register to participate in Give Miami Day. And that is on the Give Miami Day website. Again, the 5K registration is separate. So this is for the Give Miami Day site itself. As I mentioned earlier, Mighty Cause already has the IRS information associated with your profile. So if you are a registered 501c3, we should be easily able to identify your organization in the registration form. And then you are not required to upload, as I mentioned, a copy of the certificate of solicitation. However, you are required to be registered and in good standing. And then lastly, there are two parts to registration. So we have the registration form itself. So that will be the registration module that we show in the screenshots coming up. You will fill out that registration form and submit it. And then you are not done once you do that. You do need to complete part 2 of the registration, which is your to-do list in the dashboard. And this is essentially completing your profile on the Give Miami Day Mighty Cause site so that donors are able to identify your organization. You have a logo, a banner image, an about section, a few other items just to engage your donors on the site. So there are 2 parts to registration. All right, so how to register? Please, if you want to open up a new tab or a second screen with this registration and follow along. So everything you do for Give Miami Day will be done on givemiamiday.org. When you log in the top right corner, it will ask for your email or your Google login. Definitely make sure you are logging in with your organization's email address, the one associated with the organization you manage. Personal emails are a little bit harder and sometimes they're not associated if you are an admin, just making sure that you're logging in under your admin account. So once you log in, the screen will refresh and you'll be able to click that Register Now button. Once you click that Register Now button, you'll arrive on the registration page, and there's some very helpful info on that page about eligibility and resources, completing the form. When you get to that page, once you've read through all of that, you are looking for the registration module that looks like this picture on the screen. It is embedded in the page that you're on. So you will want to start by finding your organization and identifying the organization that you are registering for. If you are a returning user, if this is your second year, or if you used Mighty Cause before, you may already be an admin of your organization on the site. So you'll see in that quick click and go radio button, select from your organizations. In this example, we have the Miami Foundation. You'll be able to select that radio button and then continue. If you do not see that radio button, you can search your organization by name or EIN. I highly recommend if you can search by EIN, that will get you to your organization directly the fastest. When you search by name, you might have to scroll through that list. You know, we're a national database of IRS 501c3s, so you may have to scroll a bit. Using EIN will get you directly to your organization fastest. And if for some reason neither of these fields give you a result, you can always click that Create It Now link that is featured on the screen with that arrow. When you click that link, you are submitting a request form to our Mighty Cause support team to either get a page set up for you or to just help you find your organization page in the system. So if for some reason you can't find it another way, click that link. And again, this is why it's so important to register sooner than later so that you can identify your organization or get set up if you need a new page in the site. Once you've completed the form, you will click that Submit button at the bottom. Alternatively, you can save and finish later. However, sometimes I think that will mentally make you feel like you've submitted the form, so only use that if you definitely are going to come back and fill out the form. If you save and finish later, you have not submitted your registration and will not be eligible for Give Miami Day. So we want to ideally fill it out all at one time and click Submit. If you do use the Save and Finish Later function, you will have a link in your overview dashboard to complete your registration. So it is very easy to find that registration form again if you do Save and Finish Later. And then you will also receive an email with a link to your organization's admin email, which you can also click that link and follow to submit your registration later.
Can I pause you just for a moment? Because that was a lot. It was amazing. I just want to give people like a second to breathe and digest.
Absolutely.
Before we go to step 2. Folks, I don't know if any of you are doing this in real time on another screen, but if there's any questions coming up for you, please feel free to ask us now.
Hey y'all, Nikki Smith here from Spectrum Arts.
Hi there. Hi, Nikki.
Hey. So I have like a ridiculous question, forgive me.
No ridiculous questions.
Thank you. So I started this process a little earlier and I had to like download it. And I've been working off a downloaded version of it, but that's not what I'm seeing you do. It's like off of the website, correct? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to what I'm doing wrong. But it's Give Miami.
Are you referencing like the version of it that you can download and populate yourself of the registration form?
I guess that's what I did, but I didn't see that there was like the website that I could apply on directly.
Yes, so that form to download is really there just as a helpful tool. Like some people like to be able to work offline and go back to it and edit and ask questions and this or that, and then at one point go in and upload it all. So there's different ways that you can do it based on your work style, but if you're having trouble finding where to actually fill out the registration form, let us know. You can email Give Miami Day at Miami Foundation and someone will respond to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You can send us a screenshot of what you're seeing, and so hopefully we can help you navigate that.
Thank
you. What other questions are coming up for people on this step 1 piece?
I think I see one in the chat, maybe just to clarify for everyone. So if you are new to your organization or you are taking over for someone in your organization, they may have admin access to the organization page already in Mighty Cause and the Give Miami-Dade site. You will want to get your own access through your own admin email, and there can be multiple admins for an organization. So you can also recruit people to help you with managing the profile. So the accounts are per individual, but there can be many individuals, multiple individuals managing one organization.
Grace, I see a question for someone who's returning,
Mhm.
and they want to be able to go in and review the specific categories that they, I guess, previously selected for their organization. Where can they do that?
Some of those will be on your organization profile page if you scroll all the way to the bottom of your profile page. So in this screenshot here where it says organization page, that view, all the way at the bottom, you should see some of your tags. But if you have any questions about your previous registration answers, you can write to the Give Miami-Dade support email, and our support team can provide you with a copy of a previous registration. So you can always request the full registration form to see what categories and other answers you may have submitted.
I see the question about, can we modify registration after submitting to modify the upload of our banner and logo? Is
So
that,
the banner and logo are done separately. That's part of the to-do list. So you won't need to modify your registration form to change your banner and your logo image.
that might be referencing, there is an optional question at the end of the Give Miami-Dade registration survey where it takes you to a separate form where you can upload a brief description of your work and a photo, if that's what you're referencing. And you want to update that information there, then I would say just email us at Give Miami-Dade and indicate that, and we can help you do that.
Mhm.
Stacy, I don't know if that answers your question, if you're referring to something else, so feel free to come off mute if not.
Hi, I have a question about providing direct services to Miami-Dade County. So our nonprofit has existed for 22 years, and we've basically worked within the Tri-County area. A lot of the counseling that we provide is online. So we have families we work with in Miami-Dade. Our mailing address, our location is Miami, but the people we serve are local and abroad. So I just want to know, how do we define that when we talk about direct impact to Miami-Dade?
Many organizations are working across the South Florida region or may have work across the US or abroad. The key piece is that some of the work that you're doing does have a direct impact in Miami. And so when you're writing your profile, I don't know if you're referencing your profile page, but if so, you can describe the nature of your work more broadly. Our request to you is just to also make the point of specifically mentioning what the impact of the work is in Miami.
Okay,
It
thank you.
doesn't
I
have
was
to be
answering the question on
exclusively
the
Miami.
registration.
On the registration form. Kelly,
Where
can you jump in there to answer that?
Sorry,
you
will you?
answered it. No, you answered it because it said
Oh,
how
okay.
many years has it been delivering services or programs directly impacting residents of Miami-Dade County?
Yes. So if that, I know you've been around for 22 years, I think you said, if, for example, the Miami piece is in the last 3 years, then you would indicate 3 there.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Team, please feel free to uplift a question if we're not seeing it in the chat that should be raised for everybody.
I see there are two questions regarding categories. So the first one is related to the subcategories. If it's not like the question is select up to 3 subcategories that reflect other important aspects of your organization's mission and programming. Our focus is not really offered here. What should we do?
You're saying the subcategories don't accurately reflect what you do. Is that
Correct.
right?
Correct. That's related to the question. Mhm.
I believe the subcategories are they required? I'm so sorry, I don't remember now. Are they required fields or are they optional?
They should be
Grace or Kelly, do you know?
They should be optional. If for whatever reason it's not letting you progress, please let us know and we'll update that. But you shouldn't have to select any additional subcategories if there aren't any that are applicable.
And then the second question regarding categories, it's from the Yes Institute. So Tim mentioned we have already registered. I would like to review the specific categories that we
Yes,
selected.
yes. We saw that one, and I think Grace mentioned that if you're trying to see previous historical information and access it, you can send an email to the help desk email and they'll get back to you. But you should be able to go in there also on your organizational settings. Is that right, Grace? And adjust
Yes.
some pieces as well.
Mhm.
Thanks, Lou, for uplifting those. Appreciate you. Okay.
And there's Caroline,
go for it.
one more question about whether or not it's possible to reuse information that has been input in the past. Would you mind speaking to that, either Grace or Caroline?
I'm happy
Grace,
to
is
take it,
that
Caroline.
something? Yeah, please.
Yeah, so you will have to input the information again into the site. However, if you have not had many changes, you might be able to use last year's 2025 registration information as a reference to fill those forms out more quickly. However, you will, yes, have to put the information in again to create a new record for the Miami Foundation to collect data. And I know there's a great article they have linked to talk about what we do with all of that data, show last year's data, and why it is collected each year anew.
You raise a good point, Grace, that I apologize for not addressing earlier. I want to just pause and share a little bit about that, because if you are new, I recognize you may be wondering, why are we collecting all this data? Like, what is happening with it? And so, and we'll include this in the follow-up email as well, so you can get a little bit taste of it. So we just actually published what we're calling the State of Miami's Nonprofit Sector. That it is entirely, the data from that is entirely from the survey results that the 1,400 plus organizations provided last year. And it's really like the richest set of data that we have in Miami-Dade County about the health priorities, issue areas, the needs, the challenges of our nonprofits. And it's an incredibly powerful data set because it tells us where there's gaps, where we're thriving, where there's opportunities to provide more support to nonprofits. We at the foundation are leveraging it and using it to connect with donors, with other funders to help direct and guide more funds to the community here. We hope that the data provides you with some concrete assets for when you yourself are potentially applying for funds from different funders to help paint the case of your experiences as well. So if you haven't seen it, it's worthwhile just to scan through and take a quick look, and we will send that out in the follow-up email. So really, like, you providing this data is just in huge service to the broader community. So thank you for doing that. Oh, thank you, Farhanas, for putting it in the chat. Okay, so let's have Grace move us into step 2, which is brief, and then I promise there will be more opportunity for questions.
Excellent. So once you have submitted your registration form, if you are already an admin of your organization, you will be able to view this right away. If you are new to your organization, with your registration form will also be submitted an admin request. Once that request is approved, you will then be able to take step 2. Again, this is why we want you to register sooner than later, so that we have a little window of time to approve that admin request in order for you to complete step 2 in time for the October 16th deadline. So step 2 is clicking on that to-do list button in the top left of your dashboard. To visit your dashboard, you'll just click on your name in the top right corner, and once you're an admin, you should see your organization name listed under your name. So once you're here, click on that to-do list, and it will give you all of those items you need to complete for part 2. The 4 required items are required to be approved, and that recommended item is some additional details that are nice to have but not required for registration approval. Once you click on an item, it will take you to the place where that task will be completed. And your registration will not be approved until all required items are complete. So our system can tell when those items have been completed, and they will get checked off. So as items get checked off, you are completing your to-do list. Once they are all checked off, it will automatically recognize you as eligible and approved. So it's not a human checking this. It is a smart system to tell when you're complete, so your registration will not be approved until the items are complete. And this has to also be done by October 16th, this list. So again, sooner than later, I'll keep saying it. Definitely get in there and register. And then we do have a few tools. If we have time, we can preview some of the new tools on the site. Caroline, I'm going to go back to you to see if we want to do more registration Q&A before we talk about the new tools, because I know we're going to cover those as well in future webinars.
Sorry. Why don't you give us a quick, well, no, that's a good question. Let's pause again for a moment. I just want to make like there's so much content we can share, but really our priority is to get your questions answered today. So, folks, if there's other things that haven't been addressed regarding registration, please let us know.
I see one just while we're waiting to see if more come in. For Tim, you mentioned you're logged in as an admin and you want to review the categories you selected. Again, some of those will be listed in your organization data section, which is at the very bottom of your profile page. However, to get every category, depending which ones are publicly shown and which ones are back-end sort of categories, you may need to write to that support email to request your answers from last year, just to get every single category that you selected.
Perfect. Thanks, Grace.
And Tim, I actually sent you a direct message with your subcategories from last year.
See, talk about fast response.
Thank you, Kelly. Thanks, everyone.
I see a question that says, on our org page, we have a goal and also fundraising campaign. Should they match?
They do not have to match. You can have an overall goal, and then those fundraising campaigns can roll up to that goal without having to match. So they can be pieces of achieving that goal. Ideally, I will say your overall goal will be larger than your campaign goal or the same, but I would say not smaller than your campaign goal, your fundraising campaign page.
Yes, Ricardo, in terms of bonuses, we will announce all of that as we approach November 19th. Alec, is there any specific information that you can offer at this point in terms of matches this year?
Yeah, for the most part, like all of these matches are generously donated from, we had an anonymous donor for several years, and we want to confirm once we have everything in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. We'll definitely make sure you know all of the donations available or bonus available.
We are trying to find every way possible to maximize the dollars that you raise on Give Miami Day. So our team is hard at work, hitting the pavement, calling, meeting with folks. And so as soon as we have more intel on that, we'll share it with you.
So one more question I was going to talk about. Lily asked, does everyone need a separate account on your team? Ideally, yes. And there are admin levels you can select when you are adding new admins to your page so that everyone has different levels of access depending on their role. However, if you have like an info at or a general email that you want everyone to share for logging in, that is okay. I just wouldn't recommend everyone using like Lily's email to log in. Ideally, they're using their own separate emails or that general shared email.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay, so let's, Grace, can you give us a little sneak peek of some of the new tools that are available this year? And I wonder if you may be featuring one in a little bit more depth. Makes sense, like just choosing one to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk through, and actually I think the final one is probably the one I'll feature just for everyone here. So as newbies, obviously you're ideally getting just registered for Give Miami Day. You're getting set up on the site. There are some new tools to everyone this year that we will be featuring. So one of those is Text to Give. This is an inbound texting feature, not an outbound. So you will be receiving texts, but this allows you to create a keyword for donors to text to the Mighty Cause phone number. So the phone number is associated with our website. And when they text that number, they will receive a link to donate to your organization. So that's just a keyword donate link. And this is great for those in-person events, for those yard signs, meetings with, something on the screen, on the projector, just finding a new way to get donors connected to your donation form. Another new feature that we have on the next slide is our automated emails. So you can toggle on the automated emails at different engagement milestones for the donors and supporters. So we have a peer-to-peer automated email when someone decides to fundraise for your organization. You can create that custom email they receive once they've created the fundraiser. You can also create a custom email for new donors. So when someone donates to your organization for the first time via that email address, they will receive a nice email from you saying, welcome, thank you for your support, something along those lines. Again, automated for your convenience. And then finally, we have that yearly donation reminder to solicit a donation from a donor again, and you can also customize that as well. And then lastly, we have the contacts feature. So I think this is one that I would say, especially being new to Give Miami Day, to start using this in year one to manage your donor data. Everything that happens on the Give Miami Day site through Mighty Cause will centralize in that contacts feature. And you're getting a head start since you are new to Give Miami Day. Being able to use this in the first year, you can start to build out your Give Miami Day contacts from day one. So once you start receiving donations, you will get those contacts added to your contacts tab. And we'll go more in depth in these in the future webinars, but I would recommend opening that tab, clicking yes, get started, so that anything that happens starts to centralize in that contacts area. So you'll be able to track user activity. You'll be able to see who has created fundraisers for you. And then there are segmented filters and different types of tags that you can create donor lists, and you can either message them from the Give Miami Day platform, or you can download those lists and email them from your email service if you use, for example, MailChimp or Constant Contact, but having those segmented donor lists for Give Miami Day. And then the other benefit, if you are a new organization, recently established, maybe you don't have a donor data management software plan, you can use this as an entry-level one to start managing donor data. You can import donors from the past year if you are new, or from other times, to start using this as a CRM essentially. If you outgrow it, you can investigate other software, but this is a great starting point, especially for new organizations, to begin managing donor data in one place. So stay tuned for more. Excited to share with you all in future webinars. And then I will hand it back to Caroline, I believe, to wrap us up and share some of the QR code links.
Thank you, Grace. Want to also just flag, if you scan this QR code, it will take you to a variety of other resources in order to learn more about how to create a peer-to-peer fundraising page, how to create a matching fund page. Some of you maybe have a board member or a donor who, for example, is willing to match donations up to a certain amount during Give Miami Day week. So that would be the opportunity to set up the match. If you need support with that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at the Give Miami Day at Miami Foundation email address. Opportunities are volunteer opportunities. So perhaps in some of your work in the coming weeks, you're going to be doing an event or something and you would like to recruit volunteers. That's a way to also post about that. So the platform is really there. I know it can be overwhelming. There's by no means should you feel compelled or pressured to use all the tools, but we want you to be aware of them so that you can decide if there's one or two in particular that might really support your efforts this year. So again, we reference the support email a ton, but please use it. We're here for you. There's a variety of us who are constantly responding and taking questions, and we promise to get back to you as quickly as possible.